Doop-de-doo. Testing, testing. Dum da dum dum dum. What size is this? It's about 12 by. I'm just gonna. A little bit of this. Some of that. I'm gonna look up a tiger. A wee bit of a warm-up sketch. Oh, that's a lean tiger. This one's funny. The water one. They're all kind of just standing around though. Whoa, that's a fat tiger. We could do this one. I'll put that in a tab. This one's nice. Some animals are just, you look at them and it's like, that's handsome. You got a handsome face. I don't know if it's the symmetry or just the proportions, or, you know, like this tiger doesn't have much fur on the side. He's lacking those mutton chops. Maybe they're different species? Is that why some of them have more mutton chops than others? Oh, that's gotta be photoshopped. Oh, this one's nice. I like tigers from the side. The side profile is rather nice, because then you get that sort of shape of their chin. It's hard to find a picture. I guess when you take a picture of a tiger, they're always going to be staring at you. They won't let you leave their sight. Do I want it roaring? Do I want a roaring tiger? Or do I want... I do like some emotion. Just the blank stare is a little, even if it's like a half eyes closed sort of content or like relaxed sort of face is better than just a blank wide-eyed stare. The tigers, they have those dot eyes. They don't have slit eyes like cats do. Small cats, I should say. I keep seeing pictures of this poor bulldog-looking tiger. Maybe it's real. You can never tell with the internet, but they all look so consistent. Okay, well, let's see what I got. I got this one. It looks a little photoshopped, actually. Let me see if I can bring it over. Oops. Okay, I guess. Whoa, this one's big. Or maybe my resolution is just really low. Why is this image so big? I'm at 300. This is just a really big JPEG. Wow, zowie. Someone put their really high resolution, and it's the perfect size. Look at that. You know, it looks a little out of proportion. It's possible that's just how the tiger looks, but I don't know. So, I'm gonna look up more. This one's nice, but I don't like how it fades into the dark. I want to be able to get all of the tiger. These look very artsy. I don't think they'll appreciate me copying theirs. This is a handsome boy. I like his mutton chops. Oh, but look at this guy's profile. Let's see what else we got. Trying to find a good picture of a tiger. Take a look at my last one that I picked, which is the first one. Oh. If anything, I've learned that tigers have really, really short forelegs. Either that or their chest just comes down really low, so it makes it look like their arms are super short. Shorter than I would imagine. I'm gonna go with this one. I kind of like this one. So, let's see. What have I been doing? So, I've been doing these watercolors. And, so far I've only done a squirrel and a raccoon. And they came out pretty well, I think. But I basically did a thing where I make a really sort of blurry background by making it really, really wet and then just dropping color in. And then after that, so let me just sketch this boy in. And after that, I'll put the animal in. I kind of want them to go out, break the borders of the it's rather flat head. I haven't studied much animal anatomy in my time. When I draw, I basically just sort of have this picture of what the animal might look like in my head, and then I pull from that. And it's usually a accumulation of cartoons and stuff that I've seen. With tigers, I have practiced them a little when I was younger. I do remember there was one point when I actually knew exactly where all the stripes were on the face. Because there's a sort of similarity in the pattern from one tiger to another. They don't look exactly the same. No two tigers are exactly the same, but you can generally I think the eyes are too far up, which means everything from here is too far up. It's important to use reference and then draw what you see, not what you think you see. It'll help you get a more accurate picture. So this is way farther, almost an entire one. Wow, tigers are so big. Maybe that's too high. This tiger's very chill, very relaxed. When I watch guys like Aaron Blaise, who actually went to see these animals in the wild and sketched them in the wild and worked on movies and stuff with them in them, they really know their stuff when it comes to the animal anatomy, and they can just, as they're drawing it, they'll be thinking like, oh, here's the tibia, or there's the skull, and I'm like, wow. On the YouTubes. Hello, Caro Comics. Maybe your volume's down, but I am pretty sleepy. Maybe I need to move my mic closer. Though before you showed up, I was pretty much just talking to myself, so I tend to sound a bit sleepy when I'm just talking to myself. Because you kind of want to be saying something, but don't really know what to talk about, so you just sort of ramble. But yeah, no, haven't been able to get Twitch to work. Let me go plug in my computer. Oops. So I decided to try YouTube last week, and it worked pretty well. Did a full 3-hour stream last week without any problems. I don't know if that's because there was something wrong with Twitch and switching to YouTube sort of fixed it, or you know, it's possible that YouTube will just have its own problems later. But for now, I'm gonna see if good old YouTube will do me right, put me up for the night. Let me stay a while. It's kind of nice because on YouTube you can scroll back in the timeline as it's streaming. Not that I would suggest you do that for my stream, since I tend to ramble nonsensically, and some things are meant to be lost in the void, as it were. Can't always be guarded on what is said. But more than that, oops. Are the problems, because with YouTube I can't figure out how to get the chat on the screen itself, which for you guys probably doesn't matter so much, but for like the recordings and stuff, it's nice to be able to just have the video and be able to see what the chat was up to at certain points. It's also nice to be able to know, you know, for you guys, when your comment actually shows up on my side of things. But that's only one issue. Another one is YouTube doesn't record everything for you. Like, after the stream ends and I go to see the video, it's like half the stream. It, like, cuts off an entire section off the beginning and the end. So it's not like Twitch where you can just download your whole stream afterwards for storage. In fact, it doesn't even let you download the stream. At all. Which is a little strange. December's coming up. Christmas is coming up. And I got no money for presents, but what I got are watercolors and paper. So I'm thinking of doing some watercolors for my parents as Christmas presents. And since my mom is a tiger in the Chinese zodiac, I figure I'd try a tiger out. But it's been eons since I've drawn a tiger proper, so I figured I'd get a bit of warm-up in while I try to figure out what I want to draw for today's stream. There's something wrong, and I don't know what. There's something off about my tiger. I think it has something to do with the nose. I don't think my brother would want a painting, so for him I'm going to buy Smash Ultimate, because technically I also want it, and I wasn't gonna buy it for myself because, well, it's expensive, and also I don't plan on ever paying for online play with Nintendo, and that's just a huge part that will just be, you know, I won't be able to play with any of my friends that are across the country or whatever, so why get it? But my brother wants it, and so I figure that's a good excuse. Spend a little money. And that way, instead of getting me a gift, he can pay for half the game. And then it's only half for each of us. Gonna try to sell some of my old video games on eBay. See if I can make some money off of that to help pay for it. The hair's going out like that. That's a little better. I don't know what's going on with this nose. It's almost like there's no form to it. 'Cause there should be a plane up here. Going like that. And then this sort of comes up, but then it comes down and comes a little lower, actually. This part is orange. It's got some spots there. Dillman says, hot sexy tiger. Mad Jim, hello, yes, I'm so excited for Smash. Not too sure, but maybe it's the eyes too. Maybe, yeah. There is something off, and I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, shoot. The ear is way off, too. Let me shrink him down a little. I don't have the whole tiger in frame. Right now, my problem with drawing from reference is I have to use internet images. So it's okay if it's just for practice or just for presents, like what I'm doing. But you know, if I end up liking the watercolor and I want to like do some of this to take to, like, you know, to sell or as prints or whatever, I can't sell any of these because that would be plagiarism. These folks who like went out and actually took the pictures. I did a digital painting, quote unquote, of a squirrel holding a coffee cup, and I've been approached multiple times by people wanting to make websites or like start up businesses, and they're like, hey, can we use your squirrel painting or image, or, you know, can we put it on our website? Of course, they're not like, no one asks if they can pay you to use your image. It's always, oh, we'll credit you or whatever. But even then, I'm like, sorry guys, I don't own the rights to this image. You can contact that guy, because I just kind of copied it from him. Oh, I got confused. This one comes like this, but then oops, and this one up here. I start drawing one stripe and then it turns into another one before I can get to the end of it. Get all the way down the face with it. That looks better. Let me fix the eye a bit. They have such round eyes. Such dark eyeliner. It's kind of a neutral expression, but I kind of made him a little angry. Let me see if this helps. Something like that. Let's see if I can put some of these brushes I never used to work. First of all, I'm gonna try and do an ink wash in the background. What should it be? Tiger's red. Green would be an obvious choice, but I've already done green for my squirrel. Maybe a pink. I don't know. Maybe a sort of teal to blue. Let's try a teal to blue sort of color. This is gonna lag. I'm not gonna use this tool. The ink wash brush that I got lags too bad. Let's try this one. This is better. If you guys follow my Instagram, I did a couple of watercolor paintings, and like when I say a couple, I literally mean a couple because there's only two. One's a squirrel, one's a raccoon, and it's got like these blurry backgrounds where I just get the whole canvas really wet and I drop paint on it. So I'm just kind of gonna copy that here. I'm thinking of this as kind of a like a mock-up, let's say, a sort of test to go for the real thing. guys have any predictions on who the DLC is gonna be? Really want Rhythm Heaven representation. How are they gonna get Rhythm Heaven? I guess they could use those little tutorial characters. Oopsies. That's an interesting pick. I don't really like any of these brushes. I almost never use any of these. A lot of these brushes and tools that I have are actually free downloaded ones. I don't really know where I got most of them. I kind of follow some people who will like occasionally post, oh, here's a brush for you that I made, and then I'll like download it, try it out, and if I don't like it, I throw it away. But I haven't found one that's like really, really nice. I might try to learn how to make my own, honestly. It doesn't seem too hard. I think Rhythm Heaven would make an amazing stage. Kind of like the WarioWare one, where like different games will come up and you have to like do certain things. I can imagine like kind of a Pokemon Stadium where it like changes as you fight on it. None of these are right. Let me try. This is kind of nice. It's a much yellower color, I think it should be. At least in certain parts. I think this part comes down like that, and this part comes down like that. Okay, let's make this a little more golden. This is not something I usually do. But that's why you practice. And as you practice, you get better. Let's give him some tan fur going on down here. Got these really dark, almost red-brown areas. Maybe if I lightly tap in some of that down here, and then a little on the edge there, but mostly it's up here in the face. It's kind of coming together. Let me bring this white fur up higher and dab in some white up here. Put some white back in. And these parts right here that are white, I'm gonna have to be very careful with when I actually do the painting, because with watercolor, once you go colored, it's almost impossible to bring back the white. Let's get some gray down in the mouth region. Thanks, Mad Jim. That's very encouraging, because it's not looking amazing yet. It's still very in the rough stages. But I think if you lean back and tilt your head a bit, it could look a little nice. Okay, what I want to do is I want to bring the white of the paper down, and then get some black. Maybe not pure black, maybe like a really, really dark. I want to go back in and start putting in some of those black spots on the fur that they can be darker than that even. I don't do life drawing enough. It's something that I've let myself slide on. Whenever I want to draw things, I just want to sit down and really get some like story or you know, a character design down. I want to feel like I'm making progress on some kind of project. And since I'm not really a traditional artist, when I sit down to draw or paint in a more representational style, it almost feels like a waste of time, because it's like, well, why don't you just like take a picture if you want to know what this thing looks like? But being able to draw the thing out really helps. you understand how the thing is made up. And you notice things that you don't always notice. Like how bad you are at representational drawing. Like all things, if you do it more, you get better at it. I just gotta do it more, even though it's not always great. But after I work on this, I kind of want to do some more fun stuff with the chat. So if y'all stick around until the end, I made some... Oops. I made a fun bit of... it's basically a list of things. So you know how in the old days when I would finish a stream, I'd ask for a Pokemon from the chat? And it's very funny when I draw it from memory. So I made a list of sort of prompts that I can do with the Pokemon suggestion. I'll show you the list later. We did some of them last time, and kind of figured out that some of my some of the ones that I had chosen don't work very well. So maybe we'll sort of solidify a proper prompt list. I want to do a couple of them because it's the last stream of the month, as it were, you know? I actually haven't even finished the Nuzlocke for this month. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind. Not really far behind, but I'm like far enough behind that I'm worried I might not get it done by tomorrow, and I do want to get it done tomorrow so I can post it early for the patrons. But we'll see. I need to make sure it's good first and foremost, and then then I can worry about making it done. It's mostly dialogue right now that I'm stuck on. Oops. What am I doing? I shouldn't be rendering fur at this stage. He's got a big one right here on his cheek. Some lighter fur right here. Some orangish fur sneaking up under his eye and breaking this one up. And he's got a bit of dark spot right there. Right in there. First kind of dark in there. Just a tiny sliver. And a little sliver right there as well. And then the rest of this, sort of this dark orange. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat very often because I'm kind of focused on getting the details in. I'm going to take a look quick. Digital painting isn't one of my strengths, so I really appreciate other people doing it. Yay! Hello, Chico. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the YouTube stream. And yeah, I'm just practicing a tiger. Since I don't digital paint very often, I probably should have chosen a easier subject matter than a tiger. But it just goes to show what I know. The worst part really is just getting the stripes confused, not knowing where to put them and such. Because there's so many. Oops. Okay, yeah, so I'm getting a little confused. I think this one actually connects like that. Because you got, one, the pattern of the stripes, but then two, you also got like the divots and folds in its skin. And when those two things mesh together, you get a really complicated pattern of fur. And then you got the shadows on top of that. And this is gonna be a nightmare to paint. Okay, I'm gonna take some yellow and slap it right here. Because that's where I see. I'm focusing too much on detail. I need to start pulling myself back and work in broader strokes again. I'm gonna make my brush a little bigger so I stop. So I'm not able. Oops. Okay, I got that one. I need... bunch of dots there. Stripe, stripe. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. Ah! Okay. I'm gonna bring my brush size back down because I'm gonna go back into working some details. I think I got roughly what I needed. Because I do want to not get too bogged down on rendering each individual stripe and kind of just pull back and try and focus on the animal as a whole. There's a bit of white fur that comes up from here, so comes right up into his little tear duct, I think. It sort of goes around, and that's his jowl right there. Curves back around up onto his nose. And right here on his tippy nose. I'm plagiarizing nature. The muzzle's a bit off. Is it? Yeah. It's too high. I'm just gonna flatten everything and see if I can move this down. Right? Because this should be the same distance as... But the problem isn't that I'm plagiarizing nature. It's that I'm plagiarizing the shot composition, the color, the you know, the I'm basically mooching off the time that was put into making this photo. So but not everyone, not all of us can go out into the savannah and jungles and take pictures of these animals for ourselves to use as reference. So this is as good as I got. Is that a little better? Sometimes I sit too close to the screen so I can't actually see. I gotta like lean back. Reorient myself. Bring this up here. Oh, don't forget this comes down. This whole part here should be white. Let's drop in some black. This nose, oh my goodness. I got this nose all wrong. There's the nostril. But then it goes like up here. And then it goes up top. And this white part curves around the black part that goes up there. The side that is facing left is a bit stretched out. Did I fix it with that earlier move, or is it still stretched out, you think? The reason I don't like to do things that I'm not used to on the chat, on the stream, is I tend to forget to interact with the chat. Because I'm just so focused on like, how do I get this to look good? So if I miss your comments until much later, don't be upset. I'm just getting around to it. Shoot, poot, do, boo. This might be too dark, but I'm gonna toss that in for now and just play with it later. This needs to come up to there. This comes down this way. And then if I can grab some white, I can pull the hair down on the mouth and give it more dimension. That's that. And I always think of these dots that they have, that animals have on their what is this part? The jowl on their little mouth parts, as little polka dots, like freckles almost. But these tigers, it's like more stripes. It's just more stripes. The stripes never end with these tigers. Like that, yeah, okay. I'm gonna knock back this eye color. could be much whiter than that. There we go, that's better. But it kind of gets dark around here. And let's just darken this part up a little. He kind of looks cross-eyed. Yeah, I like that. Let me see. Oops. I like that too. Let me make this a little bit there and a little bit coming up to this ear, just to figure out what's going on. I've got a lot of gray sketch lines I don't want anymore. I get caught up noodling some areas sometimes, and then I realize people are watching, and I should probably do something actually effective to the piece. But yeah, how was your guys's, if you celebrate Thanksgiving? I realize it's more of an American holiday for you know, for what it's worth, but the American origins for the holiday aren't exactly the the best. So we sort of see it as more just a time to take a break and travel, see family, eat a lot. But yeah, we don't really travel in my family. Most of my relatives live in China, and I don't really know any of them. So yeah, that's never really been much of a tradition for our household, but we do always eat a lot, because being Chinese, we are big into celebrating with food. And this year, actually, my grandmother moved back in with us. She's one of those, she's like me in that she likes being on her own. She doesn't want to feel like she's, you know, putting anyone out, so to speak, but she's kind of admitted that she doesn't have much energy for anything anymore. So rather than have my mom drive constantly between her apartment and our place to take care of her, we're like, you know, you should just move back in with us. So the whole Thanksgiving break, and that's, if you don't know, Thanksgiving break for our county was Wednesday through Friday. And then obviously the weekend. So spent pretty much the whole time packing things up, putting them in boxes, moving them over. We didn't get a moving truck, so just sort of piled things into cars and stuff and moved things like that. It was nice. It's nice to pitch in and do some physical labor now and again, which I don't subscribe to very often. I'm more of a sit around and don't do anything kind of person, especially on holidays. So sometimes I think back on the holiday, I'm like, what happened? Why didn't I get any work done? It's like, oh yeah, because I was doing that. By the time you finish, it's just too tired to draw anything at that point. I should probably just erase that. Yeah, that's better. Let's make this a little brighter. I think I wanna this a little bit smaller and bring this green part out a bit more. Do. Hello, Tails. Turkey Day was nice, since family aren't the best is putting it mildly. Oh no. The holidays just suck the work time right now. Yeah, man. Oh. When I went to check the chat, I instinctively pressed save, and then I didn't realize it was waiting for me to save. My reflexes are sharp. Not really. That's not called reflexes, that's called instincts. My instincts are honed. Whoopsies. if you're just tuning in, I'm calling it a mock-up, sort of, for, it's gonna be a watercolor, hopefully, for my mom, for Christmas, because I don't have much money to be buying tons of Christmas presents this year, and the only Christmas present I'm going to be buying, which is Smash Ultimate for my brother and me, is like $60, so a little tight on funds. Though he is going to be paying for half of the game, I think, as a present to me. So, like, we're technically buying each other the game. So that does help a little bit. I won't be spending the whole $60. But since I am saving up for a computer and such, don't want to be throwing funds away on games I don't really play a whole lot of. But in any case, my mom is a tiger in the Chinese zodiac, so I thought maybe it'll be nice to paint her a little tiger. And never really painted a tiger before. I've drawn a couple of tigers at one point. I was like learning how their stripes work, but in terms of full color painting, I don't think I've ever done a tiger before, so I wanted to sort of test out the waters with a loose painting. I keep getting sidetracked by how complicated the fur pattern is, so that's why it's taken me so long. But if you guys can stick around until the end, I want to play some more of those dice rolly Pokemon prompts that we kind of did a little bit of last time. Haven't really added many to the list. Yeah. Figure if we do a couple of them in succession, I can kind of rule out the ones that aren't fun and keep the ones that are. We'll have a pretty good lineup for that. And that's pretty good, I think. I'm gonna bring that down. Bring this up. Put a little bit of a stripe. Just a bit of stripety stripe happening right there. I don't know what's going on there. I think this goes down a bit. That whole section is a little off. I don't know. I think the background needs to be a little darker there. Let's put in a little contrast. Of course, with watercolor you can't paint white unless you use gouache, so I guess this section would have to have a darker background in order for the white fur to stand out. Either that, or you could just let the white of the face blend out into the white of the paper. That's another option. You know, like, kind of like what happened with the body, I think it was, of the raccoon that I drew. I sort of just let it blend out. Which could also look pretty nice. I need to get some stripes in this section. This whole part of the face looks very empty. It's looking very empty. Sort of like that. And how often do you use watercolors, Zero? I got a set of watercolors for my birthday in July, so I've actually been using them a little more than usual, but before then I almost never used watercolor. Really kind of started after watching, I went out to some kind of, I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of outdoor event, but there was a guy there, and he was plein air painting. I kind of stood and watched him for a while, but that kind of sparked my interest, I think. And after that, I just sort of watched YouTube videos. There's a lot of YouTubers online that do watercolor. What do you call them? Progress? No, time-lapse videos? Yeah, time-lapse. And, watching them work, it's almost like magic. It's like, what? How do you know? How? What? So, I'm the kind of person, if I see something cool, especially if it's like, someone making something, I will want to try to do it. So yeah, I did have the interest to do it, but it wasn't until I got a Cotman watercolor set. It's a tiny little thing. Oops, this whole section shouldn't be black. Let me reorient myself. This section here should be white. Sometimes I just start talking. Yeah, but if you have seen my Instagram, pretty much all of my watercolors are on there. And it's not a lot. I have been watercoloring more than I've been using my Copics, and it may just be because watercolors are more versatile in that if you have only a few colors, you can mix them to get all the others. Whereas with markers, with alcohol markers, you do need that specific color in order to get that specific color. Copics can mix a little bit, a very small amount, but it's not to the extent that watercolor does. That's coming together, I think. I forgot about this section again. I keep I keep wanting to add some stripes to this side of the face, and I keep forgetting and moving on to other parts. I do. No, I like how it was before. I liked it better before. Da, da, da. I'm not gonna worry too much about the background. The background's easy when you're using watercolor because you literally just make the page really wet and then dab it. You just make the page really uncool and then you make a dab. Let's start adding some fur and I spoke too soon. I still need to do some stripes that I forgot. There's a big one right here. Oopsies. I'm not gonna be super precise about those ones. Okay, I think... So I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. That's what will make sense. I'm gonna try and stay relatively light with this. First, I'm just getting rid of these ugly sketching lines. Fix this. Section, make it more smooth. Oopsies. Probably isn't the best brush for this, but whatever. And now for this part. So you want to bring some of this down a bit. Maybe it's too dark. Okay, I'm gonna make my brush small. Start bringing some of this fur down. All right. I leaned back and it looked kind of impressionist for a sec because of all these dabs I put down here. This whole section under the chin is looking a little too impressionistic for me. It's a good style, just not the one I was going for. Don't know how to make it look better. How do you make the arts do the thing? This is making me want to sit down and do some art studies. Yeah, man, the only time I ever want to practice art is when I'm watching someone else do it really well. And then I sit down and do it and it's like, this isn't what I signed up for. I'm feeling kind of good about how this is turning out, sort of. It's not quite what I had intended for it to be. But, it isn't far from what I was hoping. The problem then becomes, though, I can't just give my mom a painting. I gotta give my dad a painting, too. But his zodiac is the dragon. And I ain't gonna be finding a reference for that. I haven't gotten to the point where I can just paint from memory. So far, all the paintings I've been doing have been, like, direct copies of photography that I'm plagiarizing from the internet. But yeah, unless I do like a seahorse, maybe. 1,000-year-old reference. Anybody? I could try to maybe combine different references. Yeah. Alright, well, let me just quickly throw in a few more stripedy stripes where I think they might go based on this image. Of course, I'm not going to be making things up quite yet. But even with a reference pic, sometimes you can't be too precise. Despite your best efforts. I think the hardest thing for me to wrap my mind around isn't so much like patterned fur like what tigers and zebras have, but more the, what would you call it, the kind of fur where it starts one color at the base but then like becomes a different color at the tip, but you can see all the layers. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what it's called. It's not dappled because that's still like straight up one color into another. But yeah, squirrels have that kind of fur. A lot of small animals have that kind of fur. Do 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 do. This one right here needs to go down, down, down into this. How do you paint something like that? I think my problem becomes I always think of things as their form. So because I know that it starts one color at the bottom and like changes as it gets to the tip, I try to paint it like that. But you can't paint it like that. You have to paint what you see, not what you think you see. It just gets a little weird and complicated. Okay, I'm gonna leave that spot because I'm noodling it too much. Let me put some stripes here. Let me put some more racing stripes down here. we go. Okay. Back to the top. Let's see what I'm missing. Let me put some fur on the head. Just 'cause just to make it feel a little more rendered than the other parts. Just like that. And let me put some gold into those eyes. Let me see if I can bring them to life a little bit. Doesn't have one on this side, but I kind of want to add one. I kind of want to add one. Oops. Kind of want to put a little bit of this on the nose, maybe a little here. So I mentioned this earlier, but even though YouTube's been doing pretty well with the stream this time and last time, at least I think, can't record, they don't keep the recordings, so these streams will be lost to the annals of history. The nose is crooked. Let me try this. How do I fix it? I'm not sure. Maybe if I bring this shadow down a bit. I need to stand up, take a step back. That eye is way smaller than the other one. Can I scale it? Whew. I want to bring this nose down a bit. I don't know if that'll fix the issue, but I just feel like it didn't come down far enough. The A in annals. Yeah, but it's not as funny. I frequently will pronounce things wrong. It is not always on purpose, but if the meaning is gotten across, then the only fool is me. Apple. Annal. It'll be lost to the apples of history. And for all time. Why does the English language have to make it so difficult? It reminds me of when I was in Spanish class in high school, and we would always giggle because the word for year, which is, I think it's like, oh shit, I can't even remember it anymore. It's like años. I think is the right way to say it. But if you don't write it with the little squiggly on top of the N, it comes out as a different word entirely. And, yeah, that one got our teacher pretty upset every time we got it wrong. I think that's about as good as I'm gonna be able to make it. Tiger's facing diagonally, but the muzzle's facing you, if that makes sense. That does make sense, you're right. Shoot. I did try to do it when I was sketching it out, but didn't work out. Let me see if I can push the form to exaggerate it a little bit. I think I might have pushed it too far. I don't think the nose should be quite that exaggeratedly facing the other way, but I think it's a little better. Tigers are hard. Tigers are hard. Alright, and then I'm gonna toss in some white for some whiskers. And, where should these whiskers go? The thing with me and words is half the time if I mispronounce something, I probably realized like a fraction of a second after the word left my mouth. And I just kind of let it like pass by in hopes that nobody noticed. So that's one. Or I might actually just be pronouncing it wrong on purpose. Because I either like the way it comes out or I think it's more fun. Kind of like the word grandpa. I like to pronounce with a hard R at the end because of that one episode in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged with that little girl, and she like has a demonic teddy bear or whatever, and she just says grandpa, I don't know what country says it that way, but I think it's hilarious, and yeah, I just always pronounce it with a big R at the end. There was a while when I pronounced Kyogre in a weird way. It was like I was calling it Kyogre. I think I thought there was like an E at the end, and I wanted to like enunciate that for whatever reason. Nobody really thought it was funny, so I let it go after a while, but there was a time. Do. I don't know. Is that any better? He has these like spots on his nose. This tiger has freckles on his nose. Rendered in loving detail. I don't know. I think I can push the blacks a little deeper on the eyes. Right there. And maybe right there. Maybe in the nose. Deep in the nose. A little bit on the ears. Just put some black in the ears. Some of these spots maybe on the face. If you're gonna use pure black and pure white, it should be somewhere on the face, I think. Because it really does pull the eye. And, what else? What else? I think that's about it. That's pretty good. Let me try to maybe highlight some of the... Well, first of all, I don't have a lot of this dark green in the background, so maybe I need to punch some of that back. Multiply maybe? No, that doesn't help. How do I get it so that it doesn't paint on the white? I'll just be very careful. Just want it to look a bit more random. And let's see what overlay does. Not overlay, screen maybe. Oops, not screen, overlay. I did want overlay. Let's see if I can bring out some of these warmer areas. On the face. Maybe on the nose right here. The bridge of the nose. Maybe knock down the opacity a little. Maybe put some... What does the green look like on the fur? What if I made that multiply? Maybe this whole section here can be green. I don't know. Maybe this part shouldn't be green. Let's change the color. Make this whole part here kind of green to make it faded. Fade that orange away. put some maybe reflective light down here. Oops. I kind of want to put a little bit more light on the chin. That's looking pretty good. I like that. A little bit of green in the eye, maybe. Let's leave it like that. I'm a done. I'm a Dundee. Who's this cat for? This is for my mom. This is a rough sort of I'm hoping to be able to recreate this and better as a watercolor piece so that I can give it to my mom for Christmas. This came out pretty good actually, so if the watercolor piece doesn't turn out, I might print this out and give it to her, but I'm a dim-a-done. Oh man. That's from Fairly Odd Parents, right? YouTube does save streams, but the previous stream that I did on YouTube, it only saved like half of it. So it wasn't the whole stream. And in addition to that, I can't figure out how to download the stream from YouTube. Whereas Twitch like gives you an actual, just a button that you can press and it starts to download stuff for you. It's really nice. Can't see the chat. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, and I can't get the chat to show up on the screen either. Feelings can have acne. Who knew? It's from Fairly Odd Parents. Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Dimmadome. Oopsies. Oopsies. Well, that doesn't look too bad, actually. I think that's the only change. Oh, it's because I don't have any white there. I actually like it. That little section there. I actually kind of like how that works. Wanna smooth this out. And, yeah, let's have some fun, y'all. That's all I had planned for today's stream, so now let's play around a bit. I'll show you what I have, for those of you who weren't here last stream, I'll show you what I was talking about with the list of, prompts that I can do, but first I'm gonna just make this white. So the reason I was, I decided to do a tiger for my mom is because she's her Chinese zodiac is the tiger. Problem now becomes if I then want to do a follow-up piece for my dad, well, his zodiac is the dragon. And yeah, you just can't find photography of dragons in the wild. It can't be done. No siree. But yeah, let's save that. Close up. Let's open up this Word doc. So what do I have so far? I have... And basically what I'm going to do is... You guys give me a Pokemon, or if nobody gives me a Pokemon, I do a random generator. And then I take a die. Where did my dice go? Oh my goodness. Let me go get my little squirrel. Movies are your friend. Skyrim. Creator Studio. That's where I went. Oh, I must have missed it. I'll check it out again. But for some reason I gotta warn you before the sorry, I forget myself. I don't know about you, but my 3-hour stream was like cut down to about 2 hours or less last time when in the what's it called? The way it saved it? Like, it didn't save my whole stream, so I don't know. But, don't know about any of you guys, but I'm super excited about the Detective Pikachu movie. And I keep accidentally calling it the Hey You Pikachu movie, even though that franchise is dead. Anyways. So, we got about half an hour to go, so let's draw a little Pokemon. What are my thoughts on the Detective Pikachu movie? Okay. I think it was a really smart move for them to go with Detective Pikachu, because nobody's gonna get upset with a Detective Pikachu movie. It's not important, you know? Give us a Hey You Pikachu movie. Shoot, I'm gonna draw a Pikachu. Let me roll the die. It's a 4. Variant. Okay. A Pikachu variant. This might not be as interesting as I thought, but let's see. If I look up Pikachu, what can Pikachu breed with? But yeah, no, the people who are like, oh man, the Pokemon are super ugly, I actually really like the way they look. To me, it's almost like they straight up took the designs from the game, from the like official artwork, and applied realistic textures to them and like rendered them in 3D. The Charmander that you see in, like, for a split second in the beginning of the trailer looks exactly like the cartoon Charmander, proportionately. I love the way the Pikachu's hair, like, sticks up as if it's just overflowing with static electricity. The Mr. Mime looks amazing. The thing I love about the inclusion of Mr. Mime is it's such an unpopular, like, ugly Pokemon that if they put him in there, there's no Pokemon that's off the table. Like, you can see any of them. It's not like, oh, that Pokemon wouldn't realistically translate. Why is there so much about Pikachu? Just give me the... Okay, here. Egg moves by breeding. If the parent is... Ooh, there's a lot of good choices here. What else? Suddenly forgot what I'm talking about. Shoot. I'm trying to remember. I was talking about textures. And now I was talking about Mr. Mime. You know, the Jigglypuff was really cool. But I had imagined in my imagination that Jigglypuff doesn't have any fur. Like that it's like either a hairless mammal or it's kind of squeaky like a balloon is. I just assumed that it was hairless. So it's not exactly perfectly what I had in my brain, but it's pretty darn close. And I love all of the Gen 5 representation. Like you see some Emolga at one point. There's like a split second of an Audino. Like my favorite Pokemon is in the movie. And it's in the trailer. I didn't catch it the first time, but when someone showed me a screenshot of it, I was like, hey! Yeah, it's like Pokemon all across the board. Every generation is represented here. You got, oh, the Charizard I didn't like, though. The one I didn't like the most was Charizard. But other than that, I pretty much liked all the other ones. But this is, it's almost surreal getting a Pokemon movie like this. Look up its egg group. That has the egg groups in all the Pokemon. Rubbery Jigglypuff. That might overwhelm me with choice. I'm just gonna stick with this page because there's a lot here. By breeding, the like moves that it can learn. What do you guys want to see? Let's see now. Oh, what if I did a Paloswine? Or a Piloswine. If I did a Piloswine Pikachu, I'm gonna do it. Pikachu can breed with a lot of Pokemon. Pika and Eevee! Okay. Alright. Piloswine Pikachu and an Eevee Pikachu. So let me just put down an Eevee here. So we know what we're working with. It's been a while since I have been excited to really see a movie. And this is the first time I've been like, I am definitely going to see this movie in theaters. Because movie theaters are just too expensive now to be worth the trip. And I'm pretty certain I'm probably gonna buy this movie too once it comes out on DVD. It's almost like an experience, you know? You just gotta experience it. And, I'm excited to see all the Pokemon. What other Pokemon are included. I didn't know that Ryan Reynolds was voicing Pikachu until his name popped up on the screen. I didn't see Deadpool, maybe that's why. But I didn't recognize his voice. Even though I heard he's just literally doing the Deadpool voice. The little like feet are so cute. Pikachu in the anime has these flat duck feet, so I'm kind of glad they gave him like fuzzy animal feet, but they're so fake looking. Like the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, for what it's worth, the Chipmunks have really nice looking feet, and if they had given Pikachu some kind of like, you know, something that looked more like a rodent, I would have been all over that. Can't believe Deadpool took a break from heroing to voice Pikachu. I can believe it. That's totally something he would do. Pika Fluff awakened. Oh man. What are your guys' opinion on the Pikachu movie? Are you guys excited about it? What are you most excited about seeing? And if you're not excited or if you hate the idea, oh, share that as well. Let me know. I'm gonna start drawing. Here I go. Okay, so for Eevee, maybe the Eevee Pikachu would like to be by a quadruped more. Because, you know, Eevee, I mean, Pikachu is both... One of the things I love about Pikachu's design is it's both a quadruped and a biped. I don't know if there's a word for that. But, it's as comfortable on two legs as it is on all fours, so... Maybe I'll put him on 4 legs. Although, I do want to show off that neck scruff. Maybe an Eevee Pikachu would have a very prominent neck scruff. I need to zoom in. I cannot see. I cannot see. Let me try this again. I'm trying to stick with this weird brush that I found, but it's not doing it for me. Gotta watch that sucker in 3D. You're gonna see it in 3D? The Pikachu movie? I can't watch 3D. I wear glasses, and the 3D glasses don't fit on top of my regular glasses, so it's very uncomfortable. I heard that the modern day 3D is way better than what it used to be, which is, I think the last time I went to see a 3D movie, it was still the blue and red kind. That's how long it's been since I've seen a 3D movie. But I believe nowadays it's like, they almost look like sunglasses, right? There's like some new technology or whatever. I don't want to make it so prominent that it's like he actually has an Eevee scruff. Like, I don't want it to look like a Pikachu just took the fur off of an Eevee and like put it on. So I'm gonna still keep it looking like a regular Pikachu that just has some more fur around its neck than usual. Maybe... maybe I can do something with the ears. I don't know what it's called when animals have that, like, inner ear part, but I'm gonna give Eevee's son an inner ear. Slightly shade that in to indicate a recess. Zoom out, make the tip black. And that doesn't look quite right. I'm gonna fix the face. The trailer gave me nightmares. Oh no, Chico! Enzo! Hey there, Enzo! Welcome to the stream. And Enzo is excited for the ducks! It's much nicer. Eevee cosplay on a Pikachu. Yeah, basically. So not Hey You Pikachu. Why do I keep saying Hey You Pikachu? When Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee was first announced, I was pretty darn certain I wanted the Let's Go Eevee. I was like, definitely. Why would anyone get Pikachu? I mean, bleh. And but lately I've been like watching some reviews and like checking out gameplay footage, and I don't know, there's just something about that Pikachu it's like, I don't know. It seems to be a little more appealing than the Eevee. And I think in the end, I more appreciate the concept behind Eevee than Eevee's design alone. I mean, it's a really cute Pokemon, but it's a little stiff in my opinion. You don't see Eevee doing a whole lot, and even the fact that it has that huge scruff and it's a quadruped, when it wears the shirts, you can't even see the shirts. So I don't know. I think I've jumped ship. I'm Team Pikachu now. I frequently forget, but I do really much like Pikachu's design. It's I tend to overlook him because he's so overrated, but I think as a series mascot, you're allowed to be a little overrated, and it's a pretty good design. I won't lie. Every choice, every element is good. I'll give him toe beans. Eevee Pikachu will have toe beans. don't like that pose though. Let me change it up. I'm gonna have him sitting. Have him sitting with his arms in front of him. Like this. Eevee cosplay on a Pikachu. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you can't see the beans. Oh well. Let's put 1, 2, 3. And what else? Okay, tail time. What can be done with that tail? Little furrier, and maybe maybe there's like a dual tone for the tail, but it's, you know how Pikachu has that like black part at the base? Oh no, it looks kind of weird. I don't like that. It's a normal tail. What does this look like? The brown part went all the way up there. I don't know if that looks very Eevee-ish though. Because it's not like a light brown and it stands up out too much against the rest of it. So I'll leave it. Oops. Ah! Maybe at the very tip the tail turns white. I don't know. I don't know. What if instead of a lightning bolt? and it in that, like, this shape. Okay. It's not much different. Let's move on to the Piloswine. Okay, so my inspiration for this is that Eevee in that anime scene that has like the really long bangs. And since Piloswine has a couple of elements. I want to keep the eye bangs. That's cute. But I also want the droopy ears, maybe the tusks, and the hump. Can I get the hump in there? What would a Pikachu with a hump look like? I might not be able to get the hump in there. Oh, I forgot the... Maybe the teeth is overdoing it. I'll have either the hump or the teeth, but maybe not both. Maybe he has like a really big jaw. Still Team Eevee all the way! Team Psyduck, oh my goodness. Is that supposed to be a Psyduck? Oh, your Psyduck is like a flounder. It's like... both eyes on one side of its head. These are its cheeks. And let's say... say he's ready to go. He looks like he's guarding a goal or something. It's the hunchback of Pikachu-dom. The resemblance is uncanny, I guess. That was pretty fun. I guess I'll keep this one on for a little while, though. The Eevee one came out really cute, but didn't really change much, I don't think. I think for this one, it's more a matter of just the concept. Let's see how the other ones fare. Cubist art meets Psyduck. Oh, Cubist art meets Duck. He's gonna catch that soccer ball. You ain't getting past this, Pikachu. Alright, let's do a Psyduck. 1. Well, that's just draw from memory. Classic. Let's get rid of these bozos. They don't need to be there. Move these 2 up. Well, Psyduck's really easy to draw. One, 2, 3. They got a lot of mileage out of this Pokemon in the anime. They really gave him a lot of personality. Alright. Well, that was easy. He's a good duck. It's a good duck. Let's roll the die for Psyduck again. Let's see if he gets... Oh, another 1. Let's try it again. A 6? 6, we gotta roll for a second. What is this? 4. A variant again? You guys want to see another variant, or should I roll again? Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at this wrong. Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution for Psyduck? Oh my goodness. Okay. I haven't actually set any many rules for this game, so it's like, do I do a Mega Evolution of Psyduck specifically? Or would it, like, be the final evolution? Would I use Golduck instead? I think it would be funnier if I did it for Psyduck, right? Why can't unevolved Pokemon have Megas? I mean, let's be real. I'll cherish that sketch forever. Let's throw him in the corner here for a sec, and let's see. I was worried when I put Mega Evolution and Alolan forms on the list, because they seem like obvious choices, but I'm gonna have a lot of trouble with as a Psyduck, maybe it closes its eyes and gains a third eye. Like it has such a bad headache that it like transcends into just mind blow territory. It sees the universe. The nice thing about Mega Evolutions, though, is you don't really have to change the base form that much. If you can come up with a concept, you can just run with it. Because some of them, like Kangaskhan, doesn't really change at all. It's just a baby that comes out and changes a little bit. You got Slowbro that doesn't really change, but the you know, one part of it gets bigger. Sableye literally just, you know, its gem gets really big and it hides behind it. I can't recall if the base of that one changes at all, honestly. Tails is like, I clicked away from the stream for 1 second and what in the world happened to Psyduck? I'm gonna start reading a lot of the comments out loud since they aren't showing on the recordings and they can't show up on the video, or how do I say? I haven't figured out how to get chat on the actual video. So, anyways, so since Chico was like talking about Psyduck. And I rolled for Psyduck and I got draw from memory, so I did this sketch. And then I rolled again and I got Mega Evolution. So this is gonna be a Mega Psyduck. Not a Mega Golduck, a Mega Psyduck. The idea is it just its headache got so bad that it simply transcended into mind blow territory. I'm gonna have his hands be like mind blowing, like psh, that kind of. I need to bring this eye closer, maybe. It opened its third eye. It goes full on psychic type. I don't know where to put its hands. I wanted to do like the psh kind of motion, but it's not really translating. Maybe I'll do sort of a like this, maybe? It sees the universe and all that's in it. This isn't what we wanted. This isn't what we wanted. Ah! Oh, guys, I need to, well, I guess, let me see. Yeah, it seems like it's just Tails and Chico. Tails, I don't think, you don't use, Photoshop, right? So, it doesn't really affect you, but you're on the Patreon anyways. Chico, I don't know if you use Photoshop or not, but, the patrons have gotten the brushes and the, actions now. These actions right here and the brushes that I've made. This one isn't included because I didn't make this one, but I want to give it to the chat friends that join me on these streams, including you. But I don't know what the best way to do that is. Do you have any suggestions other than me just like stalking people and like asking them for their email? So it's not everyone who ever joins us on the chat. It's just the ones who have been here for, you know, since the beginning, sort of. Not so much like from the very beginning, but that I can recognize by name, that, like, you know, shows up enough that, oops, oh goodness, I went too far. I gotta go back. Fire up Hecka Medibang. Wait. Mega is basically a Psyduck with a brain tumor. Basically, yeah. Aww. Of course you're a friend, Chico. We all friends here. Makes me think of the Doodle Date channel. Every time they open, they're like, "Hi, all friends." And for the first few times I watched their channel, I thought they were saying, "Hi, Arthur." I'm like, who's this Arthur? My friend circle works like the justice system. You're a friend until proven annoying. It's hard to, remember people sometimes, and people always approach me and they're like, they know my name, and I don't remember theirs, so I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, we're all friends here. We hang out, we make art together. What more do you need? Just kind of do some dramatic shading, maybe. I mean, to be fair, I think I talk to you guys more than I do my IRL friends. It's kind of funny. I'm just not a very talkative person in real life. So to be able to sit down and chat for hours on end is quite the experience for introverts like me. Must destroy Senpai and eat her art powers. Oh no! I don't know if I'm so much famous as I'm just bad with names. So like people, let's say they're like people from class or something. So like I would probably should know who they are, but I just don't. Also, you know, I work in a print shop, and the people who come by, you know, I see a ton of them every day, but they only see one of me. So to them, it probably, you know, they probably think we have some kind of relationship. Like, oh, you must remember me. I'm that guy who, like, always comes by and does that thing. And I'm like, sure, yes. And I do actually remember quite a lot of them, the returning ones. But it's funny because I remember them by their last name, because that's how we file our paper system. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Do we have time for one more? Nah, it's pretty late. But about the brushes and stuff, suppose you have a file for those. I have files for them, yes. I know where the actions is. Not sure where I placed the brushes, but I can export it real quick again if need be. The fact that you can be entertaining 4 hours without being talkative, IRL Babylon must investigate. I saw 100 people yesterday. No, I don't remember you, LOL. I mean, I don't get upset necessarily. I feel kind of bad. Like, I guess I kind of feel like I should remember them. Like, somehow, them thinking that I should remember them makes me, anxious, like I should. So in a way, I don't really like it, but I can't really blame them. I mean, it's like good on them for actually being able to remember me. But yeah, when you see a lot of people, it's hard to. Oh, but like what the worst thing is when you're supposed to have remembered them and you still don't. Like, can't really think of an example right now that's good. But there are instances when you know, you've either made a promise to someone or you told someone that you'll remember them, or like you'll meet up with them later and then you like completely forget what they look like. Anyway, that's not the example I wanted, but I need to end the stream here because I am not even done with the Nuzlocke yet. I'm going to be working on that, and that's actually the last stream for November, I think. Let me check. I might be eating my words, so let me just check real quick on the calendar. Today is the 26th. Yeah, the next one will be in December. So, I don't know if I'll be drawing much in December. I hope I can do some gaming, actually. I want to play through Undertale, and then after Undertale, I'll feel better about doing Deltarune, which, since it's free for now, I don't know if it'll be for free forever, but I do want to play through that, because people seem to enjoy it. And then I also have to do Christmas gifts, which will be drawings. I have the Nuzlocke in December to do, the patron request. So I'll be pretty busy with stuff that I can't necessarily work on the stream. But I'll probably do at least one in terms of like getting the patron request done, maybe. But we'll see what happens. In any case, I hope you all had a great holiday season, even if you don't celebrate, but if you do. And, I'm really glad that YouTube's been working, because it was really frustrating when Twitch just kept stopping. Undertale was a fun time. Yay, that's great! I'm glad. I should hopefully have the Nuzlocke done by tomorrow. It's mostly dialogue right now that I'm stuck on. I spent like 3 hours yesterday just sitting at my computer trying to write dialogue, and I didn't write a single word. That was good. But yeah. No, thank you. I'm gonna... I forgot I have a end card. Da-da-da. There we go. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Chico says I must upload these drawings, and I will. I will be doing a huge like dump once I have a couple of these already done. I've only gotten, I think, 2 from last time, and I got these 4, so not a lot so far, but once I have enough, a decent amount, I'm gonna post them all to Tumblr. Probably also to the scraps in DeviantArt, so that's there. And then if you want to see how my watercolors are turning out, check out my Instagram. But until next time, I will see you all later. Bye-bye.